WMIS, WTYJ. Don't forget, we're streaming at NatchezRadio.com. And of course, we have Mayor Dan Gibson. We got the Renewal Radio Show going with some special guests in the house as well. So, most pleasant good afternoon to you, Mr. Dan Gibson. How you doing?
Well,
today?
hello, George. It is a pleasure to be with you.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
I think this is our first time to do a show together. Here we are, Tuesday afternoon. We had a conflict tonight, and so TYJ was gracious to let us come in early.
Oh, man. Anything.
And we do have a special guest. We have with us the one and only Jessica Hawkins, who is our community liaison outreach for the city of Natchez. My good friend, we go back a ways. And I'm so proud of you, Jessica, and what you're doing to help us in the city and help the community. How are you today?
I'm good, excited. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm just excited about today.
Great. I want to tell folks, Jessica joined our team a little while back, and she is someone I first met through music. And also through causes. We were both involved in raising money to fight cancer. We were also involved in a number of music productions around town. And I got to meet your husband, Kawan, that way. He was so talented. And Jessica, y'all attend Word of Faith Church, where Kawan plays keyboard and you run the sound and everything else and handle their social media and all their technology. And I tell you what, you also are a real asset there to Bishop Robert Cade and his wife Betty, who's so lovely, and their powerhouse daughter, Robbie Cade Verge. We love Robbie. She's also, George, a former Miss Alcorn. You just can't beat that. Not every day you get to work with Miss Alcorn.
I'm telling you, definitely can't beat that. How you doing? She got that wave that goes there.
She does. She's got that wave.
And everywhere I go.
Okay, great.
You know, we have been through a lot, George. The community has all of us together. We've been through the pandemic. We've been through 2 hurricanes. Here, these last few weeks, we've been through a severe winter storm. And we wanted Jessica to come on because we wanted to encourage the community. We're working on some things that have a lot to do with help for the community outreach and support. And so, Jessica, tell me, you know, we call this Natchez Renewal Radio, and we love that our theme song, What's Going On. So tell us, what is going on?
Well, we have a lot going on, especially in the wake of the aftermath of the winter storm. A lot of individuals are in need of help, even if it's just pushing debris to the curbs. You know, everybody's not able able to get that debris to the curb in order for this cleanup to commence and to continue. So a group of volunteers over the weekend, we all got together and we went by with the help of our alderman. They informed us of some streets and areas that individuals may need a little more help than normal to get some of this debris to the curbs. So we went throughout the neighborhoods over the weekend, and a group of volunteers who are so amazing. And Susan with ER Assist was so instrumental in helping us.
ER Assist is the company that we brought in to assist us with this cleanup and getting the FEMA reimbursement that's critical to paying the bills for all this cleanup. So we were able throughout each ward to go on a number of the streets. Of course, we didn't get to every area, but we were so excited to be able to help in some form or fashion. And even I just noticed throughout the community and throughout the city where a lot of efforts are beginning and have begun. We have Pastor DeJuan Lewis, who had a giveaway over the weekend. I heard about this.
That was super exciting.
I owed Pastor DeJuan a phone call, and I didn't realize that's why he was calling me. Pastor DeJuan, if you're listening or out there, we're so grateful to you. In fact, that was mentioned at our board meeting today. Alderwoman Irving, Felicia Irving, was pouring praise on Pastor D and the folks who helped out there.
And I'm sure it's a lot of other individuals and also groups, community service organizations, nonprofits, you name it. Companies are banding together to make this all happen for the city. And, make sure that we get back to a place of normalcy and safety. So kudos to everyone who is joining in this effort. And if you would like to volunteer, please call City Hall. Let us know, email us, text us, you name it. Let us know that you are here and you're willing to help our community.
Yes,
So that's what we're all about, unity.
And George, if there's something we really want y'all to help us get word out, is that this cleanup is going to take a period of weeks.
Right.
And we really just need listeners to be moving everything to that curb.
Right.
Try not to put it on a water meter or a utility line, but the sooner they get everything to the curb, then the sooner we can get it picked up.
Right.
And so let's spread that message
Separate the debris.
and also separate the debris piles. We need one debris, which will be limbs and natural vegetation, but a lot of people did suffer damage to their roofs.
Right.
They've got sheetrock, insulation, even damage to some of their appliances. Put that in a separate pile, and then that will be taken to a different disposal area. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, and they have set up temporary disposal sites around the community. In fact, just prior to coming here at City Hall, I just signed agreements with a couple of them where they're getting this orchestrated and it's moving along. George, also, Dr. Myers, hey, this is a perfect segue.
All right.
Thank you.
I was just
Thank
about
you.
to talk about her.
All right. You know, we reached out when we were having the water crisis and all. We reached out to Dr. Carolyn Myers with Seeds of Change Ministries right here in Natchez. Dr. Myers has done so much. And we said, Dr. Myers, help us pull together a food giveaway. People are just in need here. Well, you know, with everything happening, the ice storm, it didn't happen overnight. But guess what? Seeds of Change has come through. Dr. Myers. Jessica, why don't you tell a little more about that, and we'll get Dr. Myers on the phone.
Well, those who know Dr. Myers, she is a warrior on behalf of this city and so all those who are less fortunate. And we're so grateful to have her to help us with this, to actually spearhead this giveaway. She, for a number of years, has been a warrior for community service, our community. There's nobody like Dr. Myers. We met a few years ago, and she was just radiant as ever as now. And I just love her spirit. I love everything about her. I love her mission in life is to help those who can't always help themselves. So Dr. Myers, on Friday, we have a giveaway coming up, and we definitely just want you to kind of share a little bit more information about this Friday.
Well, hello to everyone. On Friday at 12 o'clock, we will have the big food distribution, and we have volunteers. We have some guys who are trustees from the sheriff's department going to come over and help us unload the truck, which will be Friday morning at 9 o'clock. And then we have other people that's going to come around 11 to help give out the boxes of food. These boxes of food are from the USDA Farm to Families program. So right now I'm looking at way over 1,000 and some boxes that we'll have Friday to give away. And if we say one box per car, but if we see where so we can give 2 boxes per car, we have it, we'll make sure we give it. And I've contacted some other nonprofit organizations who have worked with me with different things, that if they are available, bring their trailer or truck or something on Friday, and we will donate also some boxes to them, because they have been very inspirational with helping me with different things, especially my motorcycle group.
Dr. Myers, you're really amazing.
First Baptist Church parking lot. And it'll be a drive-through, so make sure you wear your mask, and also do not get out the car. We're going to put it in the car for you.
Dr. Myers, you really are amazing. I mean, over 1,000 food boxes, and we're giving this out Friday at noon, First Baptist. Tell me, what's going to be in the boxes?
Well, they are a combination of boxes. They have meat, vegetables, fruit, and then sometimes they have dairy products. It won't just be one box with vegetables or whatever. They are called combination boxes. Because when I first started back in March, when the program first started, they had it where, like, maybe 1 week you may get nothing but fruit. The next week, it may be vegetables or whatever. But I used to give it out like every 2 weeks. And I went from 200 and some people starting out. The last box I gave out 540 boxes.
And this time over 1,000. And I want to make mention, you reached out when we were reaching out to you. You started working all your contacts. And Dr. Myers, you actually reached out to a United States Senator. Tell us about that.
Yes, I reached out to Cindy Hyde Smith and asked her about what could she do to help us in the area to make sure that we could continuously to get boxes in this area to give out. It didn't matter who got them, long as we could get them into Natchez and make sure that Natchez people were well taken care of. And within 2 days, I got a call and said, well, we're going to start back giving you your farm-to-family boxes, which you had normally been getting.
Wow. Well, we're going to want to send a thank you to Senator Cindy Hyde Smith. We've been friends a long time, and I'm just so grateful to know she stepped up to help you and to help us here in Natchez. This is what it's all about, Jessica. It's about a community just reaching out, everyone pitching in, working together. Doesn't matter what color we are, what political persuasion we are. We're just all Natchez. This is all one Natchez. And I'm just so excited.
That's right. I'm so grateful to all those who you've reached out to, Dr. Myers, and all of the organizations, those who have agreed to donate and donate time of service in this effort. Thank you so much for all that you're doing for our city.
Yes, Dr. Myers, give us those details one more time.
It will be Friday at 12 o'clock at First Baptist Church parking lot. It's a drive, and it's where you need to wear your mask. You don't have to get out your car. The gentleman, I have all men that's going to be doing the boxes. So they will put the boxes in the car for you.
Great.
That's awesome.
And Jessica and I are going to be there to help. Our police are going to be there to help. Firefighters even said they will help. I'm so grateful to Chief Robert Arrington, our fire chief, Chief Joseph Daughtry, our police chief. People are real excited about this. So, hey, give her a hand. We can give her a hand. We're excited about that.
It's Friday at noon.
Matt Gibson.
Yes.
Okay, and Jessica, also I want to mention, I have been trying to talk to the movie production company. We're trying to get them at least come to Natchez if they don't do anything but come for a weekend to say that Natchez was included.
Awesome.
Yes,
Great. Dr. Myers is a movie star, She's been on the set. She passed the audition, and she's about to be in a blockbuster movie. That's another conversation for another day. We're expecting a phone call.
Hey, Mayor Gibson, I did get a chance to get an autograph the last time she was in the studio.
All right, George, you better get that autograph. That's right. And we better hold on to her while we can, By the way, I'm expecting a call from someone. I don't know if he's called in yet. George, have we got another caller?
Not just yet, but I will check.
Okay, we will. Might want to check in.
Okay.
Might want to send our friend a text and make sure he knows the right number to call, Jessica. We actually were going to talk to a good dear friend, Pastor David Green. He was going to share a few words with us today. While we're doing that, and while Jessica's reaching out to him, let me just say this. We just concluded a board meeting. It was a very good board meeting held at the Convention Center, and a lot of great things were announced. We were excited to introduce and for everyone to meet the new executive director for Visit Natchez. His name is Devin Heath. He is from the Atlanta area, where he's been in the hospitality business a long time. He's actually a native of Washington, D.C. And what's really exciting, too, I just love the diversity we're celebrating in Natchez and the fact that we're just all coming together and we're an example to the rest of the world. And so, Jessica, Devin is actually making history as our first African American executive director at Visit Natchez and director of tourism. I can't wait to have him as a guest here on the show, but it was exciting to welcome Devin Heath. He's someone who can work with everyone, and he loves Natchez, and he is going to be selling the story of Natchez like none other.
You know it.
Yes.
I'm excited, especially not just with him making history, but also his mission that he shared with us earlier at the board meeting, and how he's really wanting to tackle a lot of our central message about unity in Natchez. And with Devin, how well he spoke today really amazed me, and especially with his outlook on Natchez, and how he mentioned that he traveled to Atlanta and to other places, but there was nothing like Natchez. Nobody, no area.
He named off all these cities across the country that he's either worked in or been to, and he said none of them can compare to Natchez.
And I love that. I love the central message that he's sharing with us, and I love his outlook and how he's even helped to unify his department. And I'm so excited to see more from Visit Natchez and tourism, and I just can't wait. I really believe in him. I believe in his mission, and I believe in how far we're going to come, and the moves that we're going to make as a city. So I'm excited.
Yes,
I'm really excited.
One of our Alderman Frazier, asked him a question about African American tourism, and it was wonderful to point out that this year marks the first year in the history of the pilgrimage that there will be displays at some select mansions that will tell the African American history that is behind those mansions.
That's right.
And it was celebrated today that is happening, a first in Natchez. And also it was interesting, I love the fact that Devin, a native of Washington, point out that it was slaves who built two of our most celebrated buildings in America, the White House and the U.S. Capitol. And I think it's so important, and it's becoming more and more part of our dialogue, that these amazing buildings we have in Natchez were built by slave labor and would not exist had it not been for the work of so many very skilled, amazingly talented craftsmen back in the day who were all slaves.
You're right.
It's an amazing history, isn't it?
And I can't wait, for that message to be shared with so many coming and touring Natchez, and not just the tourists, but also our citizens here to be able to share in that story. That includes the African American community, and for us to have this part of history shared. It's amazing, and it's an honor.
And that Devin said in his only 2 weeks on the job, he has already made a visit to meet Mr. Bobby at NAPAC and to tour NAPAC. That's exciting, and I see more opportunity there. But another thing that we celebrated today, we had a report on the spring pilgrimage about to start. A year ago, going into spring pilgrimage 2020, they had sold about $40,000 worth of tickets. And they considered that great. We were about to have the best spring pilgrimage ever. That was great, over 40,000. And then we found out today that in the past month, they have sold now for spring pilgrimage 2021 over 70,000.
Yes.
And so here, and they said that they had a 25% uptick in sales after Natchez was named in the top 10 by Forbes magazine as best cities to travel to during a pandemic.
Yeah, that's, when she shared that information, that let me know that America is ready to move forward, honestly. And those who love Natchez are ready to come and visit. They're ready to get out and really experience life again, because we, with COVID happening and the pandemic, it's so much that it's been taken from us, and we're ready, slowly but surely, with caution. But I'm very excited at those numbers, and the response that we've gotten from pilgrimage already.
Yes.
So I'm really excited.
And it's good for our whole economy because this builds jobs and it creates economic opportunity for everyone. But also, I want to point out, it is a sure indicator, like you said, Jessica, people are ready to get back out there. And in so doing, we need to also applaud the fact that so many in our community are now getting their vaccinations.
Right.
We have so many who have gotten their first and now their second shot. The day I was getting my second shot, there were over 1,000 on the line, and that was exciting. George, do we have Pastor Green on the phone call?
Yeah, yes, we do.
I saw you nodding there. This is a good time. You know, Jessica, myself, our police chief, our fire chief, we had the opportunity just a few weeks ago to enjoy Sunday worship with Pastor David Green at his beautiful little church, God's Way Church. And Pastor Green, we wanted to hear from you today and just see how you're doing and how that lovely Pastor Mary's doing and just have you check in with us.
Yeah, well, I want to say hello to everybody. We're doing good, and I really appreciate the support and you all coming over to the good together one time. And my thing is, I'm so grateful for the unity that the city has and the county and everybody is working together to move Natchez in the right direction.
You know, it takes working together. It really does. Pastor Green, I will never forget you being on the show with me, golly, about a year ago, as we were in the campaign for mayor, and we were talking about what it would look like here in Natchez Adams County for everyone to start coming together. Well, I think we're starting to see what that looks like.
Oh, yes, it's definitely. Things are just happening so fast for Natchez, and Natchez is on the move. Because of unifying ourselves. And everybody that I know concerning the city and of course the map, they are very impressed with the things that the Lord allows us to do in such a short period of time. But it takes unity. That takes people that really work with to have that to happen.
It really does. You know, early on, I just felt like it was important for the city and the county to get on the same page in fighting the COVID and for us to be all on one team. And I have enjoyed working, you know, with them, President Supervisor Ricky Gray, now President of the board, Angela Hutchins. And in fact, President Hutchins was our guest here on the program, last program that we did. In addition, though, to all of that, and I guess I was last Tuesday, I don't know where time's going, but in addition to all that, we are seeing throughout the community people stepping up to be involved and not worrying about all of those walls that used to be there in the past. Well, this is a county thing. Well, this is a city thing. Well, this is something only in South Natchez. Oh, this is something only in North Natchez. I can see us getting past that, Pastor Green. What do you think?
Yeah, I believe we're more conscious now of as a movement together as one unit and not a separate unit. And because of that, things are happening. I'm beginning to open their eyes. Just how blessed you are to have that.
Well, let me tell you something, Pastor. We have some exciting things happening right now with regard to recreation. I just met with you yesterday, Jessica, on a number of things. And one thing that I told you is we're about to have that Recreation Renewal Task Force meeting, and I wanted you to be there.
Yep.
Talk about that a little bit, the need for recreation improvement in Natchez.
It's so very important, especially with recreation. A lot of times when we think recreation, we think about our young people, and they are so important and it's so needed. But recreation is not just for our young people. It's for everyone to join in and experience, and it gives you that out. You know, it could be something as simple as walk in the park. You know, you don't want to have to worry about, is it safe enough for me to walk with my child or to walk with my parent? You don't want to have those worries. And I'm so glad and I'm appreciative of the Recreation Task Force that's been formed, because that's some of their focuses, even at this very moment, to improve our parks, to improve our overall recreational experience here in Natchez. So I'm just so excited to see improvements about to happen and take place. They've already done evaluations of our parks, and recommendations
That's right.
have already been shared today at the board meeting. So I'm so excited about what's coming in our recreation. I know it's way more to come.
Yes.
And I'm so glad. I'm grateful. Recreation is so important for me personally, to be able to have that out.
Yes.
Especially after a hard day's work, especially in this day and age when
I
you
know.
need a way to just mentally
Yes.
release stress. And I think that's where recreation plays a huge role in everyday life. So it's very important here.
It is. Pastor Green, I remember we talked about recreation a lot back in the day, you and me. And you used to play football, I know, at North Natchez.
Right.
All right, Pastor.
And Pastor Green, on our list, I'm excited about this. We're actually going to renovate the youth center, they call it. I'll call it the youth center when it looks a little better.
Okay.
And we're going to have that on the list to renovate that youth center at North Natchez Park, to do more up there and to do more with that tennis court up there and the other facilities that are there, and better restrooms. We're looking at improvements to the tennis courts at Duncan Park and additional tennis courts. We're looking at improvements and renovations to the golf clubhouse. We're looking at all the parks, improved lighting, fencing, and we're also looking at new backboards for the basketball goals. We're about to be over COVID, and I told them, let's don't put those old goals up. If we have to, maybe for a short term. But, whenever we do a renewal, and we're going to actually do a short-term recreational bond for this, you want to make sure you're doing things the right way.
That's right.
And so we're going to see new playground equipment, and gosh, we've got a long list, and I'm hoping we can see a lot of this begin this summer and into the fall.
And I love the fact that part of your focus and the focus of the task force is longevity. Of course we can put something up temporarily and it's a temporary fix, but what matters is the longevity of our parks, so that we can service citizens for years to come.
That's right. Pastor Green, we've got to get you in to meet our new police chief. Have you been able, you met him once at your church, Joe Daltrey, but have you been able to really have a sit-down conversation with him yet?
No, that's exactly what I would love to do in there and service even sit out and just talk with him.
Pastor, I know you live in an area there in North Natchez where sadly, just very close to where you live, we had a tragedy occur last May. You remember that?
Yeah, it's right behind my apartment.
Yeah, and one thing that I am so grateful for is Chief Daltrey is working to solve those crimes, and they're cracking down, and they already have been bringing people in, word spreading, and arrests are happening. Just a couple weeks ago at our board meeting, that very day, 2 weeks ago today, they were able to make arrests in a murder that dated back to the fall of 2018.
Wow. That was awesome.
That's all.
We're so grateful. And and there are others. The sad thing is that we have families in our community that grieve and can't have closure. And we need to be putting a lot more resources into getting these crimes solved because we want to keep Natchez safe. We're already safe, but we want to make it safer. So our board today unanimously passed a resolution that is going to be concurrent with the county. They have passed a resolution, and we're asking the legislature to dramatically increase their funding for the state crime lab.
That's all. That's what the answer is. Get those things analyzed back to those the county so these things come to a end with just close it on those cases that we have.
Now, Pastor Green, we're almost out of time. Before we run out, there's so much more we could talk about. Workforce development, some other things we're having. But, and then the riverboat's coming back. There's so many things to talk about. But George, we don't want to overstay our welcome.
Oh, I'm enjoying that. I don't know. We have to talk to Calvin over there.
Calvin's just kind of sitting on the couch over here. And Dustin's over here. Have you got any questions for us tonight? Oh, man.
Mayor Gibson, will you be back in tonight, right?
I won't be able to come back in tonight,
okay.
but I will be back next Tuesday evening. But I want to get this last word out. Many people have been affected by the storm, had damage to their roof, damage to their ceiling, damage to their business. We now have, because we have met the threshold, we have the ability for these individuals to file for assistance through FEMA and the Small Business Administration. We'll be having more information on that Thursday during our Natchez Renewal Live segment at 6 o'clock. But we want to encourage everyone to watch our website, watch Facebook, and to take advantage of the resources out there for possible grants. Even if you've got insurance and you filed insurance, you're still eligible. And these are through FEMA and SBA. Jessica, anything to add?
We'll definitely, just to piggyback on what you just said, we'll be sharing more and more resources, websites, information. Please don't hesitate to call or come by City Hall. There's so much that's out there for each one of our, all of our citizens in our community. So take advantage of it when the opportunities present themselves.
Pastor Green, thank you for being on the show today. God bless you.
Bless.
And we'll get you back in person soon. Dr. Myers, we thank her.
Yeah.
The food giveaway 12 o'clock Friday. George, thank you. TYJ. And Jessica, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys for coming in and enjoying the show. I know everyone listening really enjoyed it as well. And again, our special guest, Ms. Jessica Fry.